pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Start with the bills. Billing? Yeah. Okay. Are there no minutes?
We'll get minutes.
Oh, okay. All right, you have before you the list of the invoices. We're looking for approval on the requisition for Fontaine, their monthly requisition. It's number 15. It's in the amount of $1,990,364.72. Excuse me.
This one right here.
Like I say, this is their monthly requisition. We're up to about 82% now billing as of this requisition. And we recommend approval on this.
All right.
GBCI, who is that? Green Business Certification. Something from you guys?
Oh, that was for the lead design submittal. I didn't realize we had sent that. So it's
Oh, yeah.
for these, when we submit the design review through the USGBC, there's a fee for that, so that's what that's.
All right, that's invoice 91265081 in the amount of $4,324. And we have SMMA's monthly requisition, the Design and Construction Administration Services, invoice number 50503 in the amount of $64,426.04. And then BFS Printing, Business Printing, is for plans.
What's the date? That could be from the
April 2nd.
FF&E.
Or might be,
It's dated April 2nd.
yeah, April 2nd. Specs and,
That could also be the technology RFQs went out, our press proposals, so. I don't know if it's related to-
Templeton conformed drawings for
Right.
them to bid from.
Yep.
Okay, this is for the printing of the plans and specs for the FF&E
Yeah.
bidders. It's invoice 676485, the amount of $194.46. Intertech, they are the testing agency who's doing the window curtain wall testing on the job for us. Their invoice 272818 in the amount of $4,500 for their last visit a month or so ago. We have one more with them coming in the next week or two, actually. Excuse me. KCST.
First one.
Oh, the first one, it's actually.
Oh, it's the first one? Oh, okay. Okay, this is the fiber optic cable service that has to be run from the street into the building, and it's a project expense as opposed to the school district having to pay for it directly. That is in, it's a quote dated 4/1/19, and it's in the amount of $5,955. We would like approval on those, please.
I make a motion to approve the bills as presented.
To a second?
All right, seconded.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Okay.
Now we'll get to the minutes. Just a second.
Thank you.
Minutes,
I make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
let me get the date here.
The March 20th.
March 20th meeting.
Oh, I'm
minutes.
sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I think that's the only, we only had one, right? Yeah, all right. We're for OPM report,
All right, well,
what do you want?
you'll, financial,
Oh,
I think, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You have that, do I have that?
Here somewhere.
There it is. Basically, it's obviously Tim isn't here tonight, but the bottom line right now is that we're still doing very well with our contingency. We've only spent,
360
300.
approximately.
find the right column to look at here. Read this.
358.
Contingency, yeah. Oh, there it is. 3 million, looks like 3,145,739 is the contingency, and we've only spent 300 and something $1,000. I can't find it.
I believe Tim said it was 358,000.
Right.
Right around that.
Okay, yeah, I don't know where the number is on
Yeah.
here. So we're in good shape with that.
Mhm.
We still have, PCOs to process. We've just signed off on change order number 9, which will obviously go against this contingency. But we're in good shape, on schedule. And that's
Yeah.
really it financially.
Yeah,
The
we're
FF&E is in contract now with the vendors. And what else financially? That's pretty much it.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
As far as the construction end of it, I'd say we are on schedule right now. Things are getting a little tight. There are things, there's a lot to be done still with a month, almost to the day left. It's amazing that it's, all of a sudden we're here, I'm not talking about foundations, but
Yeah.
basically, 3rd floor, all that's left to do for the most part is finish flooring in the corridor. Odds and ends, they just started flooding the ceiling tiles with, we've had an open ceiling grid for a while now that everything's done up there. They're putting the tiles in on the 3rd floor, working our way down. 2nd floor, corridor flooring is going in. Above ceiling punch list is going on. What else is going on there? Pretty much most of the finishes are done. Again, it's flooring in the corridor for the most part, and little stuff. MEP is all ready to go. Little bits of commissioning are starting now and startups on the equipment. 1st floor, a lot of wall tiles still to be done, ceramic or porcelain wall tile, as well as the students' hand tile exhibit. Gym floor is done, as you know, it's been covered and protected. They're starting the tectum panels for sound absorbing panels in the gym, started today. They're doing tiling in the 2 walls of the cafeteria, one that has the monitor in it. Kitchen pretty much is as complete as it's gonna be for the time being. Plumbing is hooked up. We do have to figure out what's going on with the serving line. Exactly, what is gonna work and how much it's gonna cost, obviously. We're gonna have to chase, Lisa, and then we have to talk to the contractor, Kitteridge, who was there as well, find out if they've seen anything from the manufacturer. Mechanical room, not too much is happening up there, it's pretty much done. But they're working up on the roof, the low roof, doing metal panels now on the side of the mechanical room, as well as the acoustical panels on the screen. Future work will be to start pretty soon up on the roof, the big screen that we have up there. Cafeteria, classrooms, elevator, going on, maybe another week or so. The elevators will be done, or the elevator, singular. And then all the finishes will start, flooring, things like that. Ceiling grids going in the corridor, and no work is going on in the cars. The hanging doors, second, third floor, they've hung the doors. They'll be installing hardware soon. That's, outside, of course, who can forget that? We just excavated today for the fence line that's going behind where my trailers were. There'll be sonotubes put in there for the fence posts. Excuse me. Just poured the retaining wall or the seat wall, bench seat wall for the kind of the beginning of the playground that looks towards South Road, as well as the flagpole footing. It's huge. It's like this big around and about 6 feet deep. Steel in it. It's amazing, but that's a high, a high structure that catches the wind. And retaining wall in the southwest corner for the pre-K kindergarten, that's done. They've graded off the south parking lot. The north parking lot is graded. They're cutting for sidewalks in the driveway. And they're bricking up the entry piers as well as the retaining walls for the generator and the basketball court. That's pretty much it.
Pretty
That-
busy.
Is there a sign, I think I've asked this before, but is there a sign part of the spec? You know what I'm talking about, like?
Oh, the
whether it
building,
be-
you mean?
Well, either electronic sign, I'm trying to think like of,
Yeah, like a
Informational.
sign on the street. Yeah, there's a monument sign.
there is, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Is it digital or is
I
it,
don't think it's a digital
Okay.
component. I don't think we did the digital for this.
A monument sign?
Right at the main entrance.
Oh,
Kinda
inside the building?
Site
Oh,
sign. It's by the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We also do have signage on the building that says Templeton Elementary
Mhm.
School that runs along the campus.
someone had asked me about what kind of, whether it was going to be, I'll call it electric or electronic,
Yeah. That
or
would
your
be-
standard, I'm gonna call it a billboard sign, but obviously it's a monument sign, but.
Yeah,
Have light bulbs
I can
on it.
You know what I'm
send you
saying?
the
Yeah,
shop
A
drawing of
digital,
it, so you
yeah,
have a visual of it.
electronic
yeah.
sign,
Mhm.
yeah.
Any progress on any type of maintenance, garage or anything?
Well, we
Is
actually
Jen
had a
sitting over there
discussion today.
cringing?
No,
Uh,
no. We'll get it.
One of
We'll
the
figure it
things,
out.
since you bring it up, was the possibility of getting 2 storage containers, putting 8x8, I'm not 8x8, well, 8 wide, 8'6" high, 20 feet long, putting them together, doing the cutout, siding it, roofing it, putting on a concrete slab.
Putting some electricity in there?
Oh, absolutely.
We've already run the underground
Mm.
conduit to that location, so that once
Yeah,
we,
well, I know I spoke to the
determine
electrician, or you
what
called
it
me
is.
a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
you spoke to the electrician about it, so.
So you'd have 16 foot by 20 feet instead of 15 by 17.
Okay, as long as it haven't been forgotten, that's all.
no,
We're
we'll
looking
figure,
into it.
I think the next step is to determine, if we wanna go that direction, then I think we'd write up a scope of what we think it is. I think, Matt's also gonna run that by the building inspector to see if
Yeah, I've
that's
gotta
even
call
a
into him.
viable
Mhm.
solution, an option. And then we would have to put together just a schedule of what we think, if we think, and what the permitting of that would be. Because the location that I think is ideally where we'd like to put it, it's still within the 30-foot setback. So
Mhm.
potentially would be a zoning, item that would have to go before the zoning board. Peter seems to think we may be able to do an administrative minor change for the planning board piece of it.
Well, is that considered, and I'm just trying to, I know how the building sits, and I'm just trying to consider, I'm trying to think, because I'm on Board of Appeals, not that that's got anything to do with anything, but I know front, setbacks on a standard building lot is 30 feet front and back, 15 side to side. Where
Right.
that's going, is that considered the front or the back or the side?
It's a side, so it's 15, but it's still a few feet within the setback, because if we place it strictly where those 2 parking spaces are, it encroaches slightly into that.
This
15-foot
20 footer
setback.
would take up 3 parking spaces.
Yeah.
Right, so,
You may have to find a third.
yeah, so let's look at that. So we've already looked at the 2 parking spaces originally that was gonna displace. Peter Glick, our civil engineer, took a look at where we could relocate those, because it was important to make sure we're maintaining the same number of parking spaces. So he's done, a first pass to look at that, but if it'll take up 3, we'll,
Emily does need
Revisit.
parking spaces. I need places to put stuff.
I don't need one, I just know that's all I ever get asked about is parking, so.
You can park at
We're
Gansett,
not-
I'll give
We're
you a
not even
ride
there
out.
yet. We're already
right, so
being asked.
that was important, we didn't wanna have to
Yeah,
give up
lose any.
parking
Good.
spaces, so.
Sure.
Ride the tractor over.
Yeah, that's
I'll
all.
I'll
Just
park
drive it.
over at
That's- yeah,
Gansett and ride the
perfect.
tractor over
So
every
hopefully
morning.
this will be considerably less
Perfect, get a
expensive.
cab.
Plow my way.
Quicker.
Yeah, it sounds it'd be definitely
You know.
cheaper.
Or a
Yeah, I
slab,
think-
instant building, plop, plop, and just, dress it up a bit and
Yeah.
insulate it, make it usable, and
It's a great idea.
Okay.
I may be
anything-
simplifying it, but
Yeah.
I've seen it done. So
Yeah.
it would do the job.
Jen, do you have anything for us?
I do, so the only thing which was, just sort of a carryover from the last meeting was the dedication plaque. I sent a proof around, and I think I heard back from a couple people, but I just, as a committee, wanna make sure that that was, okay, I had sent it to Colliers and they were gonna
Yeah, I
distribute
got-
it to the committee
I got
members.
an email on it.
We can resend that to you
It's in the
tomorrow,
package.
and
I
then.
think I saw
oh, you
it.
have it.
Didn't I see it in?
It's towards the
I
back.
saw it
This
or
one
something.
here?
Yeah.
But-
I got
Yeah.
an email.
Yeah.
It's that one right there, and I,
Is that a different
Oh,
one?
yeah.
I didn't, this
I don't think so. It's the same one.
No, it's the same.
so we made a couple,
Oh,
there were a couple of changes that, Hank had given me that,
Carrie.
And we
yes,
added Carrie.
so we had to carry,
Oh, here.
moved
I saw that.
Emily's name to the
Oh,
first
okay,
column.
that's
I
what
saw
we're
that
talking
a while
about.
ago.
Yeah,
Oh, all right.
okay.
I saw that a while ago, Jen.
So that, I just wanna make sure that that's good to go, and we can get that
Yep.
fabricated.
Wasn't there another?
Yep, so we
Person's
moved
name.
Emily
Carrie's name.
here,
Not
and
just
we
the old
added,
one.
Carrie. was
Carrie's
there.
here.
Oh, since then? Okay,
Yes.
this was the old one.
That was
the
what
old-
we
that was the
presented at the
minutes,
last
right.
meeting,
Oh,
and then we
alright.
updated and emailed
Alright,
it
yeah.
around,
Carrie's name is there, or whatever, so.
yes.
So do we know if that's acceptable?
Yeah, I didn't see any.
Yeah, the
Errors.
spelling was correct. I mean, that's what we were really
That's,
looking at.
yeah, I wanna
That's
make sure you're
honestly- yeah.
studying that, and I have
Yeah.
everyone's name spelled right, yep. Okay, good, so we'll get that.
I have a couple of things I almost forgot about if Jen's finished.
Yep,
So that's why I do sticky notes here. We have to start thinking about grand opening ceremony,
I have that.
ribbon cutting, et
Mhm.
cetera. I know a lot of it is based on MSBA's availability usually. So I think we're gonna need to get in touch with them to start. But if you had to think about approximately when you would be wanting to do this, so that we can at least give them something to start with. Any thoughts?
We had thought about, I know we talked about this, who knows how long ago now, but it was, we thought the first week of June was the best week. I just remember because MCAS was, I mean, it was a lot of things going on. We wanted to make sure that we knew that the building would be done, right? But we wanted to make sure we gave as much time as possible with all of the landscaping done as possible done. I remember that being, I realize that it's not going to be done, but give it as much time so as much could be done. I remember that as a conversation. So I thought we had discussed the first week of, whatever the first full week of June is. That's what I have in my notes, but
yeah, I think, well, I think I remember that discussion being for when we were gonna have the ceremony that we had last year. I think that was.
that was the ribbon cut. Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was, the groundbreaking ceremony.
Right.
So this, I think we would want us plan maybe to target in September, maybe after.
Oh, so you wanted to open?
Yeah,
'Cause-
I think that would be a
'Cause
better
June-
time.
June 1, we're gonna be also getting involved in deliveries of furniture, and they're gonna be trucks in and out.
And I agree with that. I just remember the conversation was about, did we want them in the building, like physically,
Yeah,
before we had an actual ribbon cutting, or was it going to be ceremonial? I remember this being part of what we
Yep.
discussed. But you're right, I do remember that being, June was going to be very busy, no matter what was going on,
There'll be
so.
incomplete work, there'll be
Yeah.
punch lists going on, and you wanna have everybody see it in its best light.
Yeah.
Not guys still doing painting touch-ups and
Yeah.
whatever else.
Oh, we have no problem with that. I just remember we were just preparing for it mentally.
So September 3rd is the first day?
Yep.
You wanna, calendar,
This Labor Day weekend.
go into the second week of September or something to start with, or I'm just throwing that out there?
I'd like to see all the schedules and stuff worked out and not to have it be so chaotic for the school. The first couple of weeks of school are tough for them.
It's even harder because kindergarten, 1 through 5 will start one day, K starts another day, preschool then it's like a rolling opening.
Okay, so when's the latest after the
I don't know
last
off the
group?
top of my head,
Oh,
I'd have to
okay.
find out.
But
It's by the
Sep-
third
we're
week.
talking September
We
at
don't
least?
wanna do it like the last week in August, because I know people want tours of the building before their kids get in there. That's what I've been getting from a lot of parents. I don't know if that's possible.
Whatever tours we do, we're gonna have to do group
That's not a
tours,
bad idea.
because it's getting very busy, and
Right.
Individual tours, you know,
Well,
No, no,
yeah,
no,
you wouldn't
not
do it
I'm
individual.
not saying tour,
No,
like
this is-
the ability to get in and just see the building and,
Yeah,
Oh.
well, if we don't have a TCO at the time, they
Right.
can't just come in and walk around.
what's the TCO?
Temporary certificate of occupancy.
Okay, so that's the other thing we have to wait on.
Yeah,
Anyways.
that allows other people to use it, or allows you to use it, which means you could just come in and mosey
Mm.
around.
Right.
We'll have it by then, we'll have the CFO
Oh, yeah, it
by
should be
then,
right after,
usually. Have
before
that
the summer
before
starts.
furniture, yeah, so,
so Emily, we saying end of August maybe, or?
That's just my recommendation and just,
Yeah.
my own mindset, and I know for teachers, to have this rolling opening that we have to have anyways, just by virtue of the population of
Yeah.
kids we have, to then add this after the fact, it might be nice to just get everybody in, ceremony, people can see the building, that way
Yeah.
parents get to see it before their kids
That's a good
go.
idea.
Yeah,
And then we don't, then, I don't wanna say we don't have to worry about it, but then that piece is over.
yeah, it's over, you don't
Yeah.
you don't
And then
have to
it's
worry
business
about
as
it.
usual after
Yeah.
that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
So do we wanna say that there'll be some kind of soft opening, if
Yeah.
you will?
Yeah.
Before school starts,
Yeah,
with-
Within the last
and
2
we
weeks in
once wanna-
August.
I would
Table
think
the-
that would make sense, because, you know, parents still have their kids at home, they could get them to the school probably, you know, while, I mean, they've already made their arrangements, you know, the kids are out for the summer.
Right.
So it'd be nice to get them in there, because I can see what you're gonna go through with you, that rolling opening, and then to try and run some type of grand opening would be kinda tough.
Right.
So
It's more of a dedication to.
yeah, it's really not a, I mean, let's face it, it's not an opening, you're right.
It's
We're
gonna
not
be
gonna
just
cut the
like
ribbon and we're gonna
groundbreaking
start
was.
school,
Yeah.
so.
maybe a
Yeah.
few
It's
quick
ceremonial.
speeches by the people who've been
Yeah.
involved,
Yeah.
Yeah.
cutting, maybe literally
Yeah,
cutting the
yeah, sure,
ribbon,
right.
and voila, everybody walks in and looks around, you know?
Well.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, I would think that if we were to start, we are starting school on September 3rd, that we would have what we would need in terms of occupancy by the last week of August, correct?
Oh, yes.
I mean,
Oh,
right, I mean,
absolutely.
if we
okay.
don't.
well, no, I wanna ask the dumb question, because I just wanna make sure before, because I think that would be a great idea, that on that last week of August, because we actually have staff coming back 2 of those days for professional development. So it lends it to, not that we'd have every staff member here, et cetera, but it lends that all hands would be on deck anyway, is what I'm suggesting. So how about if we talk internally about the last week of August? Does that sound,
That's fine,
does that
yeah.
And
fine?
We could-
do people usually do an afternoon and eat, like, when schools do open, what does that look like?
Mm.
Because I'm assuming you wanna get as many people there as possible, so is that like a
Weekend.
4:30 in the afternoon type of thing? I don't know.
Or on a
It's on the
weekend.
MSBA, so last
Oh,
time.
I see,
Yeah.
okay.
We
Yeah.
gave them a block
Gotcha.
of time.
And they told
And
us.
the MSBA could make it out by, let's say it was 11, I don't remember when it was now. And so that's when we
Okay.
had it. And
Perfect.
of course, we're,
And as well as a block of dates now.
that's it, and we also gave them a block of dates, that's right. Dates and times, they just said, look, from here to here, and from this time to this time, where is everybody available? And we send that out to, of course, you know, all of our representatives and the senator and et cetera, so.
Great.
And that might be a good thing to at least put together, if you might already have the list of who are the people on your end, all your representatives
Yeah.
and so forth. Then we know the MSBA contacts and who
Yeah.
are the political
That's right.
people,
Okay.
and
We'll do that.
Little subcommittee.
Yep. We'll do that.
start pulling it together.
Okay.
So we don't have to finalize anything right now, it's just, we've gotten the
Think about
discussion
it.
going, and we're thinking about it, and worst case, we
No, but we
finalize
should-
it next.
That last week of August, just literally, that last week of August
Mhm.
is perfect. You know, and if we were to, we'll discuss this first internally, but just to be able to give that entire week, for example, and the times would be very, you know, easily manipulated as well, so, yeah, because, you know, when we do our 2-day professional development for staff, one of the ideas, one of the things I wanted to do was to have that, of course, in the new building. Just because it'll be new, and if,
Yeah.
you know, high school teachers very rarely are able to get it to other schools anyway, you know, just how it goes. So those are the things that we've been thinking about, so we're definitely going to start talking about this
Okay.
immediately.
Talk about that. Talk about that. Diane, there need to be any further discussion about the paving of South Road?
No,
Okay.
No, I don't know, so.
but thank you.
Got that. That was all I had. Thank you.
Any other questions? Entertain a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you.